take a look at this shit on the
Y creo que seguimos con esta. Y creo que seguimos con esta.
Hello? Yo.
Let the real man work.
Nah, low key, that's a good
Real
switch though,
man,
because this
so that's a little
holds it
boy
close
next to you.
and you hold it like far away.
Cause I don't
So
like
it's
having things by my mouth.
I'm getting lost in the band.
Yeah, I mean, you don't be saying shit. You have to dick all up in their luscious lips. Yo, did you guys see the video that I sent? Yo, let me talk to you for a second. Can I talk to you for a second? Oh, we're already recording?
Because I wanted to do it.
Yes, bro.
Yeah! I'll get back at the technical difficulties.
To be a fat chud. No comment. You heard it here live first, gentlemen.
I think that we need to take a moment of silence for this young established gentleman right here. For going from torta to torta.
To our chubby homegirl.
Going from
From fat. What was that
Fat
before?
chud.
Fat chud to chubby homegirl.
Chubby homegirl.
And I just want to recognize all the fridges in the audience. You're not alone. I just want you guys to know that there will always be somebody by your
Can
side
you shut up. Thank you.
to save all the snacks. Thank you.
Your mic.
I just don't like when I like do
Idiot.
like some noises, so I'm like when I have to cough or whatever, I just turn it down.
Excuse me.
Disgusting piece of shit.
Fucking animal.
You're a fucking pig.
Well, yeah. You know what you look like? Damn.
I like the way you move, boy.
I didn't moan, you jackass.
Alright.
All right, buddy.
What you be saying? Yummers.
He done lost it.
You
Yo,
done last
Uncle
yummer,
done
boy.
lost that shit. His brain.
All right, so we're back from our sharp recession.
Sorry about that, guys. We had a technical difficulties. The camera turned off on us because I didn't charge the camera battery before this. I apologize about this. We're back to Los Tios de San Diego podcast. We left off on AI and how that affects the newer generation, or is that where we left off?
Yeah, that's where we left off.
It was something like that, but yeah, we're back on the premise. Who wants to start it off, or should we jump to the next topic already?
I say let's jump on to the next topic. I actually want to give. I know we were just making fun of Fabian because he was torta. But Fabian is almost done with college. He's about to transfer next year.
Look, rad boy.
Isn't that crazy? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, going to STDSU.
Don't look at my viewers like that. Thank you.
Huh?
Don't look at my viewers like that.
I'll look at them however I want. Let them know.
Oh wow.
How do you feel? How do you feel like? Because I feel like when you got out of high school, you went to college because that's like the thing everybody told you to do, and then you obviously you realized college wasn't for you. You kind of took a break. You had your beautiful daughter. You started like working a lot. You started like focusing more on your career, chore managing and everything. And then all of a sudden you went back to school, finished your BA transfer. How does it feel like going from that? Like, how's that journey?
Well, the way it happened was I wasn't planning on going back to school during my separation with my ex. That's kind of when I had like the realization about wanting to return back to school, just from the moments that we had together. There was a time where we were just like, I forgot what I was showing her, but I was showing her something on the computer in like regards to like something that I wrote, and I was just like reading it out loud to her, and then I remember she was just like, I think you should go back to school.
My fault, yeah.
Like, just like hyping me up, letting me know that I'm really smart and like school was something worth pursuing. And in that moment, like once she shared that with me, I would kind of like was like, damn, like maybe she is right. Maybe I should go back to school and see if I can like possibly get my associate's degree. But at the same time, I was pretty like,
my fault, y'all. The water's beginning to
yeah,
me.
I was pretty nervous like going back to school because I wasn't sure like what I wanted to do. I was still trying to figure things out. So I just remember going to this one coffee shop, and then that's when I hit you up.
Oh yeah. We went to
Mhm.
damn. It was almost that same week. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just applying for financial aid and shit, and applying for like the new like the spring term in back in like 2024. And I remember I just called you and I was like, "Yo, can you meet up with me at the coffee shop to help me with my financial aid because I didn't know how to
'cause
finish like the
I had gone
application
to
process."
college. Yeah, I had gone to college the 2 years before. No,
Mm-hmm.
2 years before. And I remember doing that FAFSA shit, and all that FAFSA is like very stressful, especially like if you're not close with your parents. It's hella tough because you have a lot of questions from your parents. You have a lot of questions for your family history. So I remember you telling me that because I remember that was the biggest part that you stressed about is like the taxes and everything. And I was like, okay, let me go help you. But that's so crazy. Yeah, I remember having that conversation that yeah, she was telling you that you were really smart, that you knew how to like you. It was your writing because I know you're not good at math.
Hell no.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
definitely.
Fuck no.
Hey, but I did pass calculus. So if there's like one big achievement that I did achieve in my academic history with mathematics is I did pass calculus, and that was something that was really
stats.
difficult for me.
And
And
stats.
oh yeah, man,
Stats
statistics
is way harder than calculus in my opinion.
Yeah, no, fucking stats is like retarded.
Stats.
It's insane. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Stats is crazy because at least with calculus you gotta figure out numbers and everything. Stats is like literally is words. It's just words. That's it. It's crazy.
Yeah, stats is like is word problems. Yeah, and I feel like that could be like the most like trickiest thing about it is because yeah, it's like multiplication and formulas, but you're solving them in like word problems, which can be pretty difficult. And then you have to like sometimes use like Excel as well for like using like formulas and techniques in order um to like get your data or like data analysis. So yeah, it can be pretty challenging, but it's as long as like you seek tutoring and try to like use all your resources, you can definitely pass.
Yeah, dude. That we went to me and my girl actually went to one of his celebrations for your transferring.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so crazy, like seeing all those Latinos that were graduating from City College and transferring over to like SDSU or like San Marcos and everything like that. And it's crazy because I remember they're saying is like this program wasn't or this celebration wasn't there 3 years ago, and 3 years ago was when I was in college. So I was just like, damn, like this really has come a long way, and it's cool seeing like another like Latino going up. I know for you you're not like fully Latino, but like you're still in the Latino bubble. So what you do also impacts other Latinos around you, which is awesome. I think that's hella cool.
Yeah,
not everybody gets to go to college. Some of us we just can't go to college.
Yeah, and thank you guys for supporting me. I really did appreciate you and your girl like coming out. And I know Eric,
pop up the photo.
If he could, I should have. I'm really bad when it comes to inviting people, so that is on me. Sometimes I don't know why I feel like I don't deserve to be celebrated or like bringing so much like attention onto myself like for big accomplishments of mine. But I've also like realized that's something that I need to like start embracing more and being more like open minded about, because I have like noticed that about myself is like there's times where yeah, like I should be like celebrated or congratulated, and I just kind of try to avoid it as much as possible. And then when the day comes, I'm like, oh, I want people to. Now I'm like, I want people to celebrate me, and then it's too late because like it's like last minute, and you know, people have their schedules now and have things to do, or if I'm telling them short notice, then they won't be able to make it. So that's definitely something I need to change.
One of those things that I'm really grateful my girl like put me on game for that.
Yeah,
because it's just like just even reaching out to somebody and just like being like, hey, this happened in my life. Like I just want to let you know, there because a lot of people like love you, like no homo, we all love you, but we want to celebrate those moments with you too because we know how hard you work. Because like we're with you, you don't realize how much you're with like certain people until those people are gone. Until you stop like hanging around those people and you're like, dang, I was with that person every day. But we see your growth and we're like, dang, like it's already been that long. Like for me, I still remember when I went to like the coffee shop where we were first talking about it together. You were like, man, I kind of want to go back to school after the
Cut that name out.
Cut one name off.
gotta blur it out.
X.
Or blur it out.
X. We'll say X.
Yeah, we're gonna blur that part out.
Yeah, your
But
ex.
I
We'll say your
remember
ex.
that. I remember that, and I remember how much you were like kind of debating on it and everything like that. And it's crazy, like seeing you go from that point of your life to now, and how like even I know that you're not that gifted, so I know for you, you worked really hard to get that. Because even though you weren't naturally smart, you worked really hard to get there to the point where the smart motherfuckers get there naturally, but you work your ass off. So when shit gets tough for them, they're gonna fold. But when shit gets tough for you, it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna do this shit all over again.
Yeah, because I definitely feel like what you said, like you like I related to when you said it right now. Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve being like, what'd you say right now? Like I don't
recognized
recognize or anything.
Or celebrated, like celebrated
like,
for like your achievements.
Yeah,
you're like that you've accomplished, like something.
I definitely like related to that too, because for like the most part, I didn't really feel like I had to really celebrate my birthday, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like I was just kind of like, oh, it's just another year for me, you know. Not on some like sad shit or anything, but I was just kind of like the way I grew up too is kind of more like on that hustle mentality of like working, work ethic, you know. And I feel like that's definitely like another perspective like a lot of people don't see, but maybe it's more predominant like in the Mexican culture.
I feel like that's definitely like not a machismo thing, but it's definitely like a traditional mindset. Mm-hmm. Because even though I didn't grow up traditional, I like kind of see the way my parents grew up. They grew up traditional, and it's like I could be in school and I could be studying, but I could be making money now. Like I can help support now. I can help build things now.
Yeah, because I definitely chose like the money option. I didn't really go to school. I wanted to go to school originally, but what was I gonna go for? I remember I had signed up for Southwestern, like those community colleges. Yeah. And I ended up going initially for like dental hygienist. I was like, oh, it'll be some like quick shit, like like I'll get some money up and see if I move up from there or not. But once I did like my SAT over there to get in, I got accepted. Then I wanted to enroll for my classes for the semester for dental hygienist. But literally like it wasn't really fair because everybody that was previously there for like whatever, like general ed or different classes or whatever, like they got priority seating. So when I wanted to sign up for my classes, they were already all like taken out, and that was just kind of like my realization that, well, shit, I have another option to just go straight into the field and like work and labor. And I took that route. But, like I just feel like from then on, like it was just kind of cut and dry. And I realized like what I had to do. Not even what I had to do realistically, but like more like these are the cards that I have right now. So I'm going to take full advantage and go like hardcore on that shit. But definitely I feel like growing up in that mindset from like a really young age, because I remember like the first time I worked was like 13 years old.
Yeah, I remember you started when you were young, because even when we were in high school, you were already doing the dishwashing in Belmont.
Oh yeah,
And then I know before that in middle school you were already working on the ranch. The hay bales.
I was doing that, and then I would be helping on my dad working in his business, and then during high school I wanted like some extra money too. During like, well, I don't think I could start working till like 16, no. Like legally
no, but if you like work with your parent or something, and you don't get paid like through like the company, you can work. I think as soon as you're 12.
Yeah, because I remember like my first like official job that I got, like that I was getting like checks from, was dishwashing in, I think it was in sophomore year. I ended up working in Belmont Park.
That was freshman year.
Freshman?
Yeah, because I remember we were in art. I remember when you first got the job. You told me in art class, because we were in art class together with Mr. I forgot his name, the bald guy from art class. And I remember at the end of the year, you and your friend, your best friend at the time, you guys.
Different dude.
Don't get him started. But I remember you and your like homie at the time, you guys both pulled up with like gold watches, and I was like,
oh yeah, that was like our first. That was like our first purchase, not like official like gold, but it was just like like plated gold.
Yeah,
and it was. I still remember. I still have it actually. It was like a Nixon, the brand Nixon. It was like a watch, like a digital watch.
Yeah, what was the reason behind that? Why did you choose the watch? Like out of anything you could have bought?
Like, to be honest, we were okay. So we worked at Belmont, right, in the Belmont Park. I forgot. I think it was no sponsorships, but it was Draft. I think that was the name of the restaurant. Draft.
Mhm.
It's like literally by the pier on Belmont Park.
I don't think it's there anymore.
I think it still is.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Damn.
They just closed like really early, like 10 or some shit.
Oh,
But I
that's
remember
crazy.
for summertime, after like sophomore year, going into sophomore. No, I mean freshman going to sophomore. I think I was already working there, and I ended up like getting the dishwashing position, like from I think it was like 7 or 6 a.m. to like a full 40-hour shift. You know, like the whole week. And I feel like after, and I was working with like that one guy, and I think one day after our shift, we ended up just kind of walking around like the Belmont Park, you know, like just kind of exploring it. And there was like a store next to us, like a surf store, like some type of shit like that.
The little Oakley store right there by the parking lot.
Yeah, I think
where
it's
they
like
have all the
a
jewelry store.
some shit like that. Yeah, like I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, it was like some
Yeah.
like surf,
It's
like
like I think
white
it's called
people
Oakley.
store.
I think it's
Maybe
called
Oakley.
or
Yeah,
Surfside,
it had to
something
be
like that.
Oakley.
Surfside
Yeah.
Oakley,
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Surfside.
And
RVC.
yeah, we were just kind of like walking around like oh like this and like cool like sweaters or like whatever clothes, and then we got to like the watch case,
Yeah, the open clear case.
and we were all looking at them. We were like, oh shit, they look kind of tough, and we like both pointed at the same watch, like oh that's like the best looking one like out of like all of them, you know. Preference.
How much did it cost?
I think it was maybe like 225
Damn.
or 200, some shit like that.
Oh, but imagine that shit as a like fucking sophomore. Like
That's
Yeah.
why, that's a lot of
man.
money.
I lucky spent the half of my check, I think, because it was like what
That's
2
why
weeks.
you were making like $10 an hour at the time.
I
Yeah.
think 12
Yeah, 12.
I think
Yeah.
12 was
Were you
12 back
working
then.
part time or full time?
full time.
Really?
Yeah, full time.
Wow.
During the summer.
That motherfucker wouldn't hang out with us because I remember we'd invite him to go play
Yeah.
soccer with us or like go kick it at like
Mhm.
Seaport, and he'd be like, "I gotta go to work."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Just call out."
No, that's the thing. Like I don't know. Like ever since I was really
Unemployment.
little,
Those
like,
are unemployed activities to say.
yeah. Like I didn't really ever feel comfortable like asking for my parents like for money or anything. You know, like I didn't. Obviously, there was times where like when you're really young, you had to like ask for like money for field trips or whatever. You know, but I felt like ever since I was like really little, I felt like type of urgency to have like everything that was like my own, or like not ask for handouts or anything. So I really wanted to work for like whatever I had. So that's why I felt like oh like fuck it, I'm gonna spend like half my first check on this watch, you know, just for like a statement.
You feel
Like,
like
for me.
you feel like that's kind of because, like again, I feel like it goes back. Like you feel like you were like that, or you thought like that because you saw your parents like that, like, or is that just something that's always been you?
I think it's definitely like something that I saw my dad going through, you know. He was more like my role model in that sense of just kind of like getting shit done and doing whatever you had to do for yourself and for your family. So I felt like that was definitely like something that I took pride in seeing as his son, and like I never want to let him down, or because I know like a lot of people respect him and like they know him and everything, and definitely like I feel like it was like an unspoken rule between me and my brothers to like give it our 100% in front of everybody, not just because like to be on some fake shit, but like be ourselves and be like truthful to what he taught us and to what my mom taught us and everything, and show them that like oh he raised us right, you know, like that was one of the things. Yeah, I heard that.
Yep. I'm sorry. We're in the basement, so
We're in the back room
my
right
grandpa
now.
probably just took a shit right now.
We're in the trenches.
We're in the trenches. You got to start somewhere,
Yeah.
Man, any sponsorships out there, please? Cut water, please.
please.
Harriet, Bootborn,
Price Picks.
Affordable housing, please. It's hard in Cali.
No, that's crazy. It's so crazy that we like. I feel like all three of us come from a background where like our parents worked for everything they had. Like, because your dad, I remember when he would come into the restaurant, like help like put things together.
Mhm.
He gets straight to it. Like I didn't see him like say, "Oh, we can't do it," or "Oh, we can't do this, and that." Like it was like, "Nah, we're gonna do this, and that," and it's gonna get done.
Mhm.
And same with your mom is like, I remember when I talked to her about buying a house for the first time because I'm in the process of buying a house. She told me she did everything from scratch. Like,
Yeah, my
she
mom's
wasn't
a
even making that
hustler,
much.
bro.
Yeah, she wasn't making as much as I thought she was to buy a
She
house.
grinded
She
her
got
whole
it.
life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's self-made. If there's any woman I know that's self-made, it's my mom.
Was your mom traditional in that sense too? Like, old school like Mexican traditional, kind of like the way he is?
Well, yeah, my grandparents, they is it migrated the right word? Like migrated from Mexico.
Immigrated.
Yeah, immigrated from Mexico to the United States. I mean, yeah, my fucking both
she's
my
like first
both my
generation, right?
yeah, she's first generation, and both of my grandparents, like, yeah, they never. I think the highest level of education that they had was like third grade because they had to quit to like work. So I mean, definitely they probably have like the same background like from your family, like having to like work for everything that they've done. I think one really like cool story that my mom told me about my grandpa was that, yeah, like when he got his first job, because my grandparents, they worked from like my childhood. The only job I remember them working was this one restaurant slash hotel like close to downtown. It's called the Imperial House. And my grandpa, he yeah, he was a bartender at the time, and my grandma, she worked like in the banquet area.
Oh, I think you told us about this one.
So yeah, so she would just her main job was just like setting up for like events and everything, and my grandpa, he worked as a bartender. And I remember like there would be times where like my mom would pick up my grandma from work, so we would just pull up into like the parking lot area and wait for her to get out, so we would pick her up and take her home. However, the crazy story that my mom told me about, like in regards to my grandpa, was like when he came here, like he had like no money, like nothing, like nothing to his name. Like he immigrated from like the border of Texas and then made his way to Cali, and and it was just him and his brother and my grandma at the time. And
Wait, how long ago was this?
I don't know, like it was, I mean, it was like
50 years maybe, probably.
like 30, 40 years ago. So
when the Texas Rangers were still going crazy.
yeah, so this was when yeah, people were able to like cross the border without like any issues, without like border patrol being as like strict as it is now. And my mom told me this story about how my grandpa like got the job at the Imperial House. Like the way that he got it was like when he came into like the States, like when he like went to that job, like he would literally stand like outside like by the dumpsters, like where like the people would like throw out the trash, and he would ask, like he was like hungry, like he would be hungry and like want something to eat, and like the people would be like, oh, like, hold on, like we're about to close, like I'll get you some like food right now to like give to you. And my grandpa was like, no, like if I'm gonna eat, like I'm gonna work for what you're gonna give me. So if like I need to wash dishes right now or do something like in order to work for my meal, like that's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm not going to accept it like if it's for free. And yeah, they admired that, so they were like, okay, fine, like we got some dishes like for you to wash, like if you want to be a dishwasher for us for the night, and we'll give you something to eat, cool. And he was like, all right, like that's the only way I'll take it. And he just continued like doing that like continuously until the owners or the managers at the time were just seeing like, yeah, like the hustle in him, like wow, like he wants to work, like he's not gonna just take a handout like for some food, like he's willing to like be here. And then they ended up offering him a job as a dishwasher, and from a dishwasher he ended up like moving his way up so then he could become like a bartender. Definitely have to still talk to him about like how he became a bartender, because the crazy thing about my grandpa was that
You say he didn't drink, right?
he was an alcoholic. Like he went early in my mom's like adolescence, like when she was like growing up, my grandpa like was like a really bad like drunk. Like he used to be a really bad alcoholic, like toxic.
But I feel like that
toxic
also,
alcoholic.
That also ties, I don't know, like alcoholism is always like, I always just tie it back to like traditionalism and like machismo. Like it's just one of those things where, like you grow up like in that environment where you can't really like express your feelings or like really truly de-stress, because you come home from work, you're stressed already because you gotta deal with kids, you gotta deal with your wife, you gotta deal with all the bills, you gotta deal with everything, and you don't really have like your boys to lean on. Especially back then, you don't really have like friends to lean on. Now it's a lot different because everybody's a lot closer to each other now. So you do have your homies to lean on, you have your family to lean on. But back then, it's like, no, you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah, and I find the irony in like in his like story as like him becoming a bartender is like like even though like he when he like finally like made that decision to be like sober and like commit to AA because he would always go to the grupo in Spanish that shit's called the AA was the grupo. Yeah, Alcoholics Anonymous. So it was funny because as a child, I would always, I used to spend like he was a father figure to me at the time. So I would always want to like, because he would give me his phone, like I would use his phone to like use YouTube, and I like since I wanted to spend time with him, he always goes to the grupo at 11. Like that's when it starts, like 11:30. So I would be like, oh, like can I go with you to the grupo? And then he's like, yeah, let's go, you know. And it's funny because like I would just be like that little ass kid with his phone, like in the back corner on like the little chair, and I would see all these fucking random ass like men just coming in with their to get some coffee, fucking like the donuts and shit, water, the little setup, and then they have it's funny because then they have like the little like talk like the stage like the little podium where like like they literally just talk about their day. They'll literally just go up on stage, fucking talk about their what's going on at home and shit like that in Spanish. And it was funny because then like they would see me all the time and they're like, oh, like who's that? Is that your son? And he's like, my grandpa took pride in calling me his son. He's like, oh yeah, like that's my mocosito, like that's my little, you know, that's my grandson, but he's like my son. And then it was funny because like I didn't know Spanish, so like sometimes they would try to like hype me up and be like, oh, go talk on the podium, like go say something, like go say something about your day. And I was like really shy, so I'd just be like, I didn't know like they all spoke Spanish, so like I didn't know what to say because I didn't know Spanish like that. But I would just like say something briefly, but it was pretty cool. And I just find the irony in that, like although like he was like an alcoholic and he's been sober for like 30 or 40 years now, and like he retired like as a bartender. Like that's crazy. Like that's like really like very impressive self-control and discipline for you to fucking be surrounded by like what like destroyed you in the first place, and to just have like that discipline and like self-control, like not to go back into that habit that you're trying to avoid.
Isn't that crazy how like even just having a support group though like just gets like helps with that so much though, especially when you're around like people that are kind of dealing with the same shit you are, and they like don't know who to turn to. Is like you turn to the same people that are going through exactly the same shit you're going through. I don't know. And it's crazy though because you don't. I don't feel like you don't feel like you're an alcoholic, but you drink a lot. But like imagine if you didn't have your homies like lean back on or like family lean back on. I feel like I feel like I would if I didn't have the support group I have now. I'd definitely be an alcoholic.
It's definitely more. I don't feel like an alcoholic, honestly. I don't drink that much.
Yeah, because you don't need it. You don't need it.
Yeah, I don't need it. But if there was one time, I'm a lightweight. If there was one time that I feel that I was probably like the most like addicted to anything, it was definitely weed. Weed was like probably was like one of. I hate that people try to say that weed's not an addiction because it is.
Oh, weed's 100% addiction.
It's an addiction, and it's stupid that people say that I can quit whenever I want, because no, you can't. Like weed and nicotine, they're both of them like combined are two crazy addictions to overcome. But honestly, if there's anything I am proud of is like stepping away from weed, and I'm actually glad that I did it at an early age as well, because I can't see myself doing it now, especially being a father, trying to be a role model to my daughter and also to my siblings, and with like what I'm trying to like achieve right now for myself currently. It doesn't align with my goals and everything that I'm trying to accomplish. And I'm glad that I did do it when I was younger, just because it's like I got it out of my system and I had my fun with it. But I'm happy that I did grow out of it, because I know that there's some people out there that don't grow out of it. You know, it's something that sticks with them for like the rest of their life. And I don't wish that on anybody. I think you should definitely try to like grow out of things and let things go. I feel like people have a hard time with letting things go sometimes, and that can hold you back from like new chapters in your life, if you're not willing to let go of like your old self to like try to become somebody.
You feel like it kind of
become somebody better.
Like weed kind of makes you complacent because it's a way to deal with, like, let's say you're stressed all the time, and you kind of just smoke it just to de-stress or forget about things for like that second, and then you just are back in that cycle.
It's a dependency. It's a dependency. Some people become reliant on it to like get them through their day, but I feel like that's just like a psychological aspect because you just become so addicted and like normalized to it. It just becomes like part of your like daily life, and it shouldn't be like that. Like you shouldn't need like a certain stimulant to function. Same thing with alcohol. There's some people that can't fucking operate without alcohol either.
It's definitely like an outlet for people to de-stress, like you said, and because I remember one time I was going through it was like not nothing major, but it was just kind of like a point in time where I felt like I was using like alcohol as like a outlet. Definitely like it just felt like, because I would never do that, and it was just a point in time where like I would go to the liquor around the corner like every fucking day, and I would get like a 6-pack.
Damn.
I did that for like 2 weeks straight, and then I was just like, damn, hold up, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this isn't me. So I definitely cut that shit out because at the time it felt good, like it felt like I was like the first day that I did that and I like caught myself doing that. I told myself, I was like, oh, it's like I had a rough day at work, so I'm de-stress on my own, not talk to anybody, just chill out on my own, and I like definitely feel like what people do in like AA meetings or whatever, any type of meeting. Excuse me. It's definitely like their own way to see like people that hit rock bottom like they did, and those are really like you said, like the only people they can really turn to and express themselves. Like how you were saying, like, oh, they would talk about their day. Like, yeah, they weren't talking about like the probably not everything that happened in their day, like the bad things, but they were trying to use it as an outlet to say everything that they wish they could have said back then. The little things, and instead of drinking, they talk about it now. And yeah, definitely any vice like correlates that, like alcohol, nicotine, weed, stronger shit. So it's like a never ending loop if you let yourself fall into that pit, and it'll take you out.
Yeah. I remember when I was in college, I like kind of went through this whole same thing. Because when I was in college, it's crazy. It's
you
weird.
Would drink to black out.
I wasn't even like 21 yet.
You got the sticker?
I wasn't 21 yet.
Yeah, you would just drink to black out.
Like the Fenny leaf, but the drinking leaf.
Yeah, when the time you went to go visit, bro, I wish I could have been there that day when you were at UC Davis with Giselle and Elaine. And you fucking threw up and they had to take care of you.
I was supposed to come. What do you mean?
I know. I had to work.
All of y'all was supposed to go.
I had to work.
I was like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna take I remember I was on the train for like 4 hours just to get there.
Crazy. 4 hours?
I think 4 or 3 hours.
That's low.
That's a long time for me.
But I mean, the drive up there is hella long.
Y'all could have taken the surf line. But yeah, bro, when I was in college, dude, I was like drinking, and Marco was
doing it for the love of the game.
Dude, yeah, no, but it was just because like I just wanted to just I guess forget or experience it, and I felt like I drank too much, and I was really depending on it to feel something or feel like happy again. Because when I was back here in San Diego, I would drink with like Ward, Fostel, like Rallies, you. We would like drink and we would like have a good time. So I was like, okay, like if I drink in college with these people that I just met, I'm gonna have a good time. But it was not like that because I was just drinking to black out, and I was just wanted to get that feeling. And the reason why I would black out is because I would just drink until I got that feeling, and that feeling never came.
Did you think it was more like for like confidence to talk to new people, or did you think it was just kind of like you said, it was like a core memory from the past to like drink with your homies, so you were correlating that to drink with other people?
At first, I thought it was a confidence thing. At first, I thought it definitely did give me confidence to go like talk, like go up and talk to people and like talk. But then I realized I was like, bro, I already do this shit when I'm sober. Like I would join clubs. I like join I talked to people in my classes. I would like talk to my dorm mates. My dorm mates were awesome, by the way. I only had one weird dorm mate, but my dorm mates were like hella cool. But I didn't feel uncomfortable talking to people. But it was just more, I thought I did. I thought it was something to make me feel confident, and I was like, bro, I do this shit anyways when I'm not drunk. So why do it when I'm drunk, right? So, man, and I'm happy I got that out of my way soon because I feel like if I would have done that shit when I was like 21, 22, I wouldn't have been able to kind of make the friendships I have now or the relationships I have now because I feel like a lot of it would have been me just yakking every time or blacking out every time or saying something I shouldn't be saying when I'm drunk. Because back then, a lot of those things that I did like bad was because I was drunk. A lot of the things that I regret saying was because I was drunk. Luckily, I had a really good friend like up there with me, like Marcos. Shout out Marcos.
Shout out the homie Marcos.
Shout out the homie Marcos.
We'll see you soon in Memorial Day.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out. Yeah,
it's gonna come out before. It's gonna come out before.
Yeah, it's gonna come out before Memorial Day.
Fuck yeah.
It should be out Tuesday. This podcast should be out Tuesday. We're recording Sunday, but it should be out Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
We'll try to get it out Monday, but I'm a little slow on editing.
Palm Springs, baby.
But yeah, shout out to homie Marcos. But it's funny too because me and Marcos, like we always connect about this. How we met. He met me blacked out, and I met him blacked out. Because I was just like, it's always funny to me that we like connected both drunk. And it's weird that you mentioned the Alcoholic Anonymous because I remember we would always connect about that. Like, why the fuck were you so drunk, bro? I don't know. I don't know why I was so drunk. I was like, bro, I carried you all the way to your dorm. Oh, good shit, bro. He doesn't sound like that, but I'm trying to mimic his voice as much as I can. But yeah, Marcos is awesome. Marcos is like really cool because this is one of those things I was like, okay, like I have somebody here that's going through the same shit I'm going. They're away from home for the first time. They can't afford this shit because college is expensive, and they're stressing about the same things where their family's going back home and struggling with all these bills. And it's like that's really what opened my eyes. Is like, okay, this is what I'm actually stressing about. It's not the fact that I'm alone. It's not the fact that I'm in college because college was an hard to me, but it was just that, and having someone to connect with that about was awesome. And it's like I did need to turn to the alcohol to it. So luckily, I met a really cool person, and unfortunately, I had to drop out of college to help like support my family. But luckily, I got a really cool friendship out of it, and I learned a big life lesson. Because imagine I would have stayed through college and developed like that alcoholism, it would have been rough.
If there was anything you could have done differently in college, what would it be?
I feel like I would have. Damn, I don't know. Actually, I always say this. I feel like I would have actually not gone to college. I feel like I should have took like a gap year, or either like focused on a career right off the bat.
That was low key a topic I want to talk about. If we started over today, what would you do?
I would not go to college. I would probably.
Wait, what was your question?
One of the topics was if we started over today, like what would you do differently, work wise, live, career. What advices would you ignore right now? Anything. Start over.
I'd probably do that.
Turn the clock back. Start over again.
I feel like if you go too back, you start losing yourself though. Because you gotta think about it though. Like I don't know if you're like in a good spot now, or now you don't have to be in the best spot. I think every little thing that led up to this moment, like God put it in your path for a reason.
Well, I would have definitely continued my career in gaming and esports, but I don't think I would have been happy.
You would have been like tens. You would have been like tens.
Like what?
What does that mean?
Tens? Tens was like this really good like esports player. Oh damn! I don't know if I can get into this. We might get canceled. But Tens was this really good esports player that like was really good at video games. And then he actually dropped esports to support his wife because his wife went through like cancer. And then they were together for like 5-6 years. They got married, and she left him.
After she was better.
After she was better.
That's crazy.
Well, what was the quote? Don't be crying over no bitch.
Oh yeah, there's a billion.
You're crying over one bitch and there's 4 billion bitches out there.
The bad thing method.
The bad thing method. Nah, but for theoretical sakes, you know, like for just our talk, like you said, like like the little things would change you how you are now. But let's just say nothing changed. You're the same person. But what would be that one thing from the past that you like? I feel like every guy has that where they feel like, damn, I wish I would have done this differently. What's that for you guys?
No, I'll be honest, but I don't have anything.
There has to be something.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that from like my heart. Like I don't think I would want to change anything. Like really, the only thing I would change is like not going to college. But even then, I feel like that like I needed to go there because I feel like I would have gone through life. It's funny because we have this actually. Me and my girl have this person that she's gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. But we have this person that's always going through life like trying to be someone they're not. And I feel like I would have been that person. I would always wanted to fit in a clique. I would always wanted to feel like I belong somewhere. And now I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I need to be anywhere. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, then let me just write the letter out.
Wait, what? Yeah. Wait, let me see.
Let me see.
Hold on. Yeah, right? Or not?
Ish.
Oh, I thought it was him.
But yeah, I feel like yeah, I would have gone. But actually, no, yeah, that's actually a good example. Yeah, that's actually like
Exactly
because it's
I don't want to go into it, but
yeah, you end up growing up not confident in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like I feel like you need that humility to be confident in yourself. You need to be humble enough to realize, hey, you ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you go through life like that every day, like knowing that you're not shit, you're gonna grow that confidence because you're gonna be like, okay, what I bring to the table is what I'm worth, and not anything more. But if I never would have gone through all the hard shit I would have gone through, I went through, I don't think I would be the man I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I even told my girl, I'm like, if I never went through like all these relationships before you, if I never went through any like heartbreak before that, I wouldn't be who I am now because I wouldn't know the lessons I know now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, no, honestly, like I guess like if there's one thing that if I could like do differently, well now obviously because I am like in school, it would have been to I guess in a way take my education more seriously in like the beginning, but like going back to like what you said, like
I feel like you wouldn't have valued it.
Yeah, exactly. But like I don't know.
Because the fact that you didn't have any education now is what made you realize that you really needed one. But if you had one and then you didn't know what to do with it, I feel like you would end up back in the same spot you are like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, and it's like at the end of the day, like I don't know, like I wouldn't want to change anything about like my story. Like I'm happy the way things went for me, just because of like in the aspect of like growth, of like growing like as a person. Like dude, I feel like I've grown like so much as like a person. Like I honestly like value growth over anything, just because like that's more noble than like fucking making so much money or fucking doing things like the right way. Like just being like I don't think like you're maturing or becoming like who you need to be unless there's like growth aspects that like happen in your life. If you're just like the same person that you were like 4-6 years ago, then yeah, I think something's wrong with you. I think there's like some things that you need to reevaluate. But if you're continuously like growing like every couple of years, like you're not like the same person you were like 4 years ago or 2 years ago, then you're doing something right.
You know what sucks too is that we know people like that. And it's like,
Yeah, I know, and it's honestly it's sad to see, because it's you want like the best for them, but they are gonna be the only ones that can make that happen for themselves.
Yeah,
You know, because everybody moves at their own pace, and honestly, like I wouldn't change my story. Yeah, of course, it was like my passion, my dream to become a professional video game player, but it didn't happen. And
you know what's
it
funny?
is what
I
it
was
is.
actually reading not reading, but I was watching a podcast about this. How religion like kind of ties back into helping people get meaning, because a lot of people think they have a passion and they think that they have a certain path in life that they have to go through, but in reality, in reality, the path of life that you do need to go through is.
Wait, sorry. Shout out to Weitzel. You got me this. I appreciate you. My favorite femboy.
For May the 4th.
Word up,
Damn, that's just fire.
Hold that thought.
Shout out Star Wars, bro. Star Wars is so fire. If you disagree, go argue with the wall. Holy shit, yo, this shit is tough, bro. This is actually the first time using it. Pour me up, gang. Pour me up. Yeah, you gotta pour that shit up. Pour that bitch up. Damn. Stormtrooper. That's just tough. Actually, we're gonna have that just like facing the camera really quick. Choo!
Bro, I had the whiskey from Din Tai Fung on the rocks the other day. Gas.
Which one was it?
Oh yeah, Din Tai Fung. Top
Din Tai
tier.
Fung, Japanese whiskey.
Yeah, I remember when I went with you and
Fire.
Esmond. Tough, bro. I'll never forget that shit.
Imagine if someone else came with us that day.
Yeah.
He missed out last time.
Torta.
Oh, you did miss out last time.
Yeah, that's because I was at work.
But you went the first
Busy.
time.
He didn't go. No,
I didn't
he
go the first
with
time.
us.
But he didn't go the second time.
Hey, who
Oh, yeah.
waited in that fucking 1 hour, 30-minute line?
It was not an hour.
All three of
It was
us.
40
It's
minutes.
because I wasn't there, pa.
Maneta pa.
We would have cut the line.
Maneta pa.
I wish.
Yeah, there's whatever. I was doing my Bible study in the
Cheers,
morning.
boys.
Cheers, boys.
A little sip. Fire.
Fire.
But everybody feels like they have a path that they need to go through, and most of the time you don't even know what the path is.
There's literally people in college that go for like past their 2 years. What is it, general ed, right? 2 years, and they still don't know what they want to
Yeah,
do.
they
Like,
still
how
don't
do
know
you
what to do.
how do you go to college? Like, I understand wanting to go to college to better yourself, but you have to have like a
You have
plan
to have
in
a
mind.
plan.
Yeah, because if not, you're just wasting your time, your money. If you're paying out of pocket, as where you can just get a quick like trade job.
Yeah.
And honestly,
And if you're
any
not
type
paying
of
out
trade,
pocket, I'm paying for that.
that shit's paying. Good
Yeah,
right
honestly,
now.
the my crazy ass Marine cousin, although he's
Shout out, bro.
yeah, shout out, bro. Even though he's crazy as fuck, he does like he be spitting sometimes. Cause yeah, like you said, like too, like him as well. Like he did like let me know the same thing that what you were saying. Like yeah, like you know, like what's the point of you like going to college? Like if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and because he was like mentioning too, he's like because from his perspective, he said that he thinks college is a waste of time if one you don't know what you're doing and two you're just paying for a meaningless debt. So the moment that you have to like it's fine to like go to college like for free, but the moment that you're paying for it, that you're like paying for like a piece of paper
Dumb
that's like
bullshit.
meaningless at the end of the day because you can like fucking do trades or like you know like do like other things that could like that like require like skills like rather than just getting like that like certification or that diploma that some jobs like you know disregard. That's where it becomes like pointless.
Yeah. Guys, please, if you go to college, don't bullshit.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna go
Don't
bullshit,
fucking
get the fuck
bullshit.
out.
Like if you're going to college to
some
get
other
like a
shit.
bachelor's degree in like arts, like what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like
Literally,
that's a
get
waste of
some
time,
like
bro.
shit.
Like
Get your money
do
up.
something like where you can like you know that you're gonna get like a financial like return on your investment like after you get out of college. Like make sure you're gonna do something in college that you know that you're gonna get your like money's worth.
Hey, not only
Because
that,
then like
not
that
only
doesn't
that, fucking do shit while you're in college. Go fucking do an internship.
Network.
Go pick up a job.
Network,
Network.
definitely
Intern.
network.
Because I feel like a lot
I didn't go
of
to
people
college,
are-
but network.
Yeah, those are graduating classes last week or this week. And a lot of those people that I'm talking to that are graduating, they're like, I'm like, oh, what are you gonna do after like college? Like, oh, you have an degree in engineering, you have a degree in this, you have a degree in that. Oh, I'm barely gonna go interview. I was like, oh, but you have internships set up. No.
Nah.
And I'm like, oh, but in my mind, I'm obviously not saying it, but in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this
You're
person
cooked.
is cooked because they're dealing with people that have been like with the company for a while. They've been in school and doing like work at the same time, and it's like, dude, like you have to have some experience. It's like same thing as looking for a job. You have to have experience under your belt or at least some foot in the door because otherwise they're gonna look over you really quick. Degree, I feel like degrees in like college all don't hold the same level they did back then. And I feel like the fact that everybody kind of said you needed a degree and now everybody has a degree undervalues it because everybody has a degree.
I feel like the degree is definitely like the key to the door. Like you're not gonna get in the door without the key, being like the diploma or the certificate of graduation or whatever. Like that's just kind of something that you're like, oh, you're expected to have, in like those type of fields or jobs that you're trying to get into. But it's definitely having like connections, plain and simple. At this point in time, everyone's homies with everybody. Like I'm gonna be like, yo, I got your cousin, I'll get him in, or I got your Theo, bring him my way. Like they're gonna jump hurdles for other people. One, because of favors too that they can get from other people, but it's mainly like you're my dog, so I'm gonna help you out.
Exactly.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Like I still do believe that, like a degree, regardless, is still valuable.
Oh, definitely.
At the end of the day,
yeah.
It does give you like opportunities to and like higher chances at getting a better pay job than if you were to just like be in the workforce as
I think
just with like a high school diploma. And I feel like a lot of people don't like acknowledge that and realize that too. And I think some people are like, oh, like I don't think school's for me. Honestly, I don't know. When they say that, I just think that shit's kind of like bullshit.
I think it's like going back to the topic that
you need to try harder.
Yeah,
it's undervalued.
It's undervalued. That's
to
all
be honest.
Because even if you have a degree, realistically, if you have a degree, there's an 80% chance you're gonna make over $80,000.
Exactly. You're like a guaranteed salary.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed, but it's like you're more than likely gonna make more than 22 an hour.
It's just that people be getting some bullshit fucking degrees.
Yeah, it's just
going into
If
that's
you're
why people
undervalue
undervalue
a degree, then for sure.
When
but
people get a good ass degree and they don't like work their way into it, and it's just I have this degree, and then the employer's gonna look at you and be like,
oh, cool, good for you.
I got like 10 other applicants that got the
that
same
got
degree.
better shit or better,
Or better, from different schools. And what if that employer like goes to a certain school? They're not gonna favor. Yeah, they're not gonna favor you. They're gonna favor the school that their alma mater.
Their alma mater.
Yep. Again, Bobby.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely locked
Make
in.
connections
I think if there's for sure anything that I definitely like need to improve on, it's networking. I think I need to do a better job at networking and also like
financial brethren. Our business.
Hey, join a frat.
No, I'm not gonna join a frat.
I could look you see that for like a frat boy.
In a frat.
If I was like fucking Tyler, Connor, 18 through 22, but no, I'm past that.
You know what the frat boys are gonna call Fabian as this
Theo.
Yeah,
Theo. I'm good. I'm not getting called Theo.
And they're not gonna know how to pronounce Theo, so they're gonna say Tito.
Yeah. Nah, honestly, but
Tio.
If I'm gonna go, if I do end up going to SDSU, definitely just gonna try to network and do internships.
Stop saying if. Say when I get there. Stop doubting yourself. Stop
San Diego State
you people
University.
Too. Stop doubting yourself.
I'm going to internship and network and collaborate with students within the university.
Exactly. Now that you've spoken into existence, you're able to like see yourself now doing it. Because he said when. Yeah, you gotta talk the talk and walk the walk. For what you want. Don't ever like think you're less than what you deserve. Because only you know the struggles you go through. Only you know like the nights that you fucking busted your ass, the shit that you went through, the day that let's say your car fucked up, your tire fucked up, and you had to go to school, you had to go to work, whatever.
Yeah.
You got through that shit. But no one knows that.
You ain't had a babysitter for your baby.
You ain't have a babysitter for your baby. Shit like that.
Yeah, honestly, if there's
no one knows
one
that,
thing
but
I'm proud of is bro, like just like realizing that, bro, when I went back to school, like I was literally on academic probation from like all my bullshit that I did when I was like 18. Like when I joined, I was literally a 1.98. Like I wasn't even at a 2.0. I was at a 1.98 academic probation, and I just started hustling through school. Like I would take summer school because I knew like that's what I needed to do, like to get ahead, so I could fucking graduate in like the 2 years. And yeah, like last fall semester in 2025, like it's crazy to see that. Yeah, I got my GPA from like a 1.98 to a 3.1. Like that's like the highest I've ever seen it like in my academic career.
You got your GPA from a what?
From a 1.98 to a 3.17.
Damn, you didn't even have that shit in high school.
I didn't have a 3.0 in high school.
Crazy.
That boy,
and that was the reason why
that
was the reason why I didn't get accepted to like any universities when I was first trying to.
Bro, didn't even get into
because originally like I remember I really wanted to go to Merced with Sergio. I remember the day when he picked me up and I showed him like my rejection email. We were in the parking lot. We were
rejected before me.
You got accepted. You got accepted, and you were just waiting on me. And then we were in the parking lot at SDHS, and I had the letter through my email, and then we opened it together in the car, and it was just like, oh, like you're not getting in. And yeah, I remember I was devastated. Honestly, I felt like shit. Like all the schools that I applied to for like the university level, like out in high school, like I didn't get in. I remember my GPA was probably like a 2.3 or for sure it was a 2.3 or 2.5. It wasn't any higher. And that was, I mean, yeah, like that's where like accountability and like your actions, are a reflection of like what you get out of life. For me, just half-assing shit, if you half-ass it, you get half-ass results, and that's in anything that you do in life. If you want to half-ass shit, then you're not. Then that's what you're gonna get from the results that you put in.
Hey, but going back to what we were saying earlier, you wouldn't have value to that. If you would have got into Merced off the bat off some bullshit.
Yeah, I think I would have done. I would have just been partying, not giving a fuck. Like I would have dropped out and had a worse GPA than I would have had if I would have like started community college.
Would have had 3 baby mamas, one in zip code. Yeah, it would have been rough.
Yeah, I don't think things would have been good for me, but I know I would have had a good time.
Whoever has the most fun wins.
Yeah.
Nah, but fuck, man. School's a trip. Hey, if you're in school right now, or I guess everybody just graduated right now, but hey, man, congrats. You work your ass off.
Yeah, congratulations to all the SDSU mommies that graduated.
Here's to all the graduates for 2026. And if you're thinking about going back to school, just do it. If you're thinking about it, do it. Don't question it. If it's something that you really want for yourself, then just do it. Don't wait till it's too late, because one day you're going to be dead, 6 foot under, and you're not going to be able to change your mind. Take advantage right now.
Yeah, if there's any
shit, everything I said was off.
To join.
For a little bit though. But
if there was any bad bitch that I think that would do good in school, it's Eric. I remember telling this.
No, but Eric's smart though.
He's smart. I've been telling him like, bro,
Eric's
like,
smart. You know what?
Go get an LLC, bro. Go get an LLC.
I could get that shit. I'm gonna get that.
And don't say that you could, just like you're telling me.
I know. That's why I corrected myself. You heard me correct myself.
I will get an LLC.
Will get that. Yeah, currently I'm in the process of like.
Nah, but if there's like one like core memory that I remember from Eric. Sorry.
No, continue. No, I was just saying.
Nah, but like, wait. Let me just put this out really quick. Sorry for interrupting you. Because I gotta say it right now before I forget. But if there was one core memory that I do cherish and like remember, man, fucking love you, bro. I still remember this shit. This motherfucker, you know what this motherfucker did, bro?
Talk to me.
Dude, I remember he like went out with me. Like, bro, I wasn't even in the league or anything. And I was talking crazy. Like if I was in the league of like Call of Duty and shit. But I remember, I don't know how it happened, but I remember we just like went out to go get coffee at Cafe Moto, and we were just like sitting outside. we were sitting outside. We were just like sitting outside where like they have like the seats outside, and I was just like telling bro like about like my plans. I was just like, yeah, bro, like like I'm gonna be going to the league soon. Like I'm gonna be competing. I want you to be there and shit. And he's like, oh yeah, like I'm definitely gonna be there. Like don't even worry about it.
Nah, definitely.
And yeah, he was just hearing me out. He was just hearing me out and like listening to me and also believing in me. Like he was like, no, for sure, bro. Like you got that shit. And once you're there, like I'll be there, like 100%. And that's a true friend. Like those are the type of people that you want to continue to like have in your life, and those are the supportive homies that are always gonna like want the best for you. And yeah, and that's the type of friend that I want to be to my friends. Like be supporting and like show them that I believe in them as well, that they're more than capable to accomplish what they want to do just as much as I want to accomplish like my dreams.
You think that was I know you wanted to go pro gaming. You think that was a passion you had or an obsession? And what do you think is?
That's a good question.
Hold on, let me cook real quick. What do you think is the lying factor from which is going to win, either you having an obsession about something or the passion?
Obsession.
Definitely, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Fuck, yeah, that's true.
Because if you're passionate about something, you can be like, oh yeah, this isn't that.
Yeah.
You take the first loss.
Even now, you don't play video
that
games.
we does,
Yeah, you don't play video games. It was an obsession.
Yeah, it was an obsession.
It was a passion, right?
Dude, and it was an obsession that like I was crazy about. And if there's one homie that I do gotta shout out that also like kind of I remember, yeah, because it was like a dream like of mine like back in like 2012, like when I was like first trying to accomplish it. But I one homie that did like make me get back into it and just like put my like full focus in it and just like fucking grind and like try my best to like get back into it was the homie Fausto.
So shout out Fausto.
Shout out Fausto, because yeah, dude, I remember like we just had like a crazy smoke chest. Huh?
XX Icebreaker XX.
Oh, Fausto 888.
Fausto 888.
Oh, Fausto 888.
Yeah, that was the goat. Dude, yeah, nah, bro. I mean, nah, like the times with him, like I remember, yeah, we just had a fucking like a smoke sesh at this one park we would call it Roach Park. That's like where we would like to smoke. Cause it was called Roach Park because it would be like roaches like popping out like every here and then and shit. And we were just like smoking. And he was like bringing up like the idea. Like he was just like, "Hey, bro, like."
Real quick though, I really thought that place was called Roach Park because of the roaches you guys would throw at.
I was thinking the same shit. I never heard of Roach Park.
No, hell no. They save their fucking roaches. Like,
and then I remember one time I went with them. I don't like smoking, but I went with them because I was like, fuck it, I don't got shit to do. There's dead ass roaches coming out of the park.
Yeah, there was roaches. I remember one time a fucking roach was on my shoulder, bro. Shit fucking freaked me out. But no, I remember that like conversation that we had. We were just like outside smoking, and he was just like, "Hey, bro, like, remember that dream that we had as kids? I wanted to be pros and everything like that." And I was just like, "Yeah, like I remember." And he's like, "Bro, like, what's stopping us? Like, what's stopping us from doing that?" And I was just like, "Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, we're playing video games right now, but I mean, I don't know. Like, what do we have to do to like get to that level?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, yeah, we just gotta like lock in." And I was like, "Look, like if you're serious, like fuck it, like I'm down, like I'll take that shit as serious as you want." And I mean, I did take it so serious. I mean, yeah, I fucking built my own PC from scratch. Like I did that shit off of a YouTube tutorial video to like build my first PC. And I was like really invested at the time, yeah, because it was during like the COVID era too, when we were just like locked in playing like Warzone, playing Battle Royale. But when Fausto like brought that up and mentioned how he wanted to like try to go pro, I was like, all right, like then let's do it. And I mean, we were grinding. Like, yeah, it was a grind. Like I remember dude, I was like fucking on the game for like to the point like I was obsessed. Like I wanted to get there. I was working at Cafe Moto at the time, and I didn't give a fuck. Like I would literally like grind like on the weekends like 10-12 hours and like wake up. I would like do like 10-12 hours, wake up the next morning like 6-7 a.m. Like, man, I can't even wake up from my alarm for work today like on time. But like once I saw it, like it hit the morning, I would get my ass out of bed like right away and just start the PC, fucking go brush my teeth real quick, just wake up, be completely awake, try to see who's on, and if no one's online, I'm like literally just like fucking practicing. I would be like practicing in the bot lobbies, like just trying to like
bro, I just dropped the 20 bomb.
Yeah, like I'd be in pubs or like playing against bots, and then like boom, I see like Fausto come online, boom, I'm like messaging this motherfucker. I'm like, yo, join my lobby, like let's start grinding. And it was fun. Like I really did enjoy like the grind and like the dedication of like trying to like get to the pro scene. And I feel like definitely we could have made it, but we did make some poor choices with the people that we were connecting with, because we were just too complacent with playing with like these two guys. I mean, they were really cool, they were fun to play with, but we definitely didn't like utilize like our networking system to like our full potential. And I feel like that's what held us back a lot, was that we weren't able to like move on from like people that weren't, one, taking it serious, and like two, just weren't good enough. I mean, at the end of the day, like in any like sport that you play, like
it's about
it's a business. It's a business at the end of the day, and like if you're not making changes that are gonna like help you like benefit like as a team or get better, then yeah, you're just gonna stay in the same position that you're currently at. And we just kept trying to like make it work with like the same people. Obviously me and him were like very committed, but the other two people that we had were just like, they were just there for like shits and giggles, like,
you know what? Like, nah, I disagree with you.
No,
I disagree with you. I feel like it really comes down to seeing it as a team, because you guys both were in for it together. But the hardest part about making a team is getting everybody else on the same page. Because even you can have somebody that's ass, but ultimately, when you guys come together like as a team and you guys are both looking out for each other, or you guys are all looking out for each other, you have a good ass team. Because I feel like even if you had like gotten like God Rapids like on there, I feel like you guys would have been good. But just based off him being good, I don't know if you guys would have made it far. Because even just having a good team of aces, like even the Padres right now, like let's use the Padres example. You have a full team of like top 4 hitters are all stars, bottom 3 are all stars in terms of hitting, but you don't win a team off offense. You win a team off the team.
Yeah, off of chemistry. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like me and Fausto, we had the chemistry. Like
that's what I'm saying though. Yeah, see, but you're seeing it just from your point of view. But
the other two dudes,
y'all two aren't a team. Y'all two are part of the team. Y'all two are not.
Nah, but the other two dudes, they weren't. Nah, but the other two guys, they weren't committed like on the same part as me and Fausto. So it's like if you're not committed at that level, like if this isn't something that you're trying to pursue, like being like dedicated, passionate, to like the point where you want to like compete in like in the pro level. Going back to what you said, like then there's no chemistry. Then it's like you just have like two guys that are like putting in all the work, and then there's just two guys that are just like they lack in skill, and then they lack in like participation.
You got to go back to the drawing board and be like, do we actually have a team or not? Because then it's like it goes back to step one: do I have a team? Do I not have a team? Because if you don't have a team, you're gonna lose to a team that is a team.
Exactly, and that's what happened like majority of the time, and that's where a lot of my frustration came from, because I was honestly just getting like tired of losing, because we were just like continuously like lose, and and just due to like that fact and
what was it, the game battles?
Yeah, we were like in rank play, and we would just like lose to people who were better than us, and you just knew how to play like together as a team, like we had people that were playing with egos, and I'll admit like there was times where like I played a lot with like ego, but then like there was like times where like I would like start to like work like, okay, like like I need to be like a team player as well, like I had to like start being like a leader too. And then I felt like just like there was just like a lot of like ego as well, because like I'll admit like once I started like realizing that that I was good, I started I'll admit like motherfucker, I could be a big head when I know I'm good at something, bro. Like I'll be a big head, like, and I'm proud to say it, like I don't give a fuck, because like I'll act like I'm like the star player, and I was the star player. I'll be dead ass. I'll just be like, yeah, I'm the best one on the team, and like y'all need to like respect that shit. And then if anybody like was like, nah, bro, like you're not, I would be like, okay, then when we won me, like what's up? Like, let's get this shit done. Why do you think me and Ward were so like? Yeah, me and Ward were so like, yeah, we had a big egos. We hit like we would always chow. That's why. That's what I'm saying. Me and Ward were like, yeah, we were toxic because we had big egos.
Let's say you were able to duplicate yourself. So how many people are on a team of MLG game battles? 4, right? So let's say you had somebody that's just as good as you, not ego, no egos, just extra body. Then you had you, Foster, and Ward. You had 2 motherfuckers with huge ass egos on the team that just care about themselves and their score and their stats. Yeah. You guys aren't gonna win shit because the other 3 people on your team are just
exactly. I know, and then like I know, and like that's why there needs to be a balance. That's why somebody has to be the bigger person, especially in the ego role, to like pull away from that. And like that's like something that I was like willing to do, but to cut the story short, because it was like it's long. Like I mean once I went to tour and everything with like Pablo, and like had a daughter. I mean, everything changed for me. Everything changed for me because then from there, like that's when I like did stop. I stopped playing with like Fausto. Like things weren't like the same anymore.
But it was harder. It was harder to make time though.
No, it wasn't that. Like there was like some like drama shit that happened, and it just wasn't. Like we just like separated, and we ended up like separating from just trying to like compete and like in. We just stopped. We stopped playing together. We just stopped playing together, and for me, it was kind of like a realization that it was just like it was fading away. Like it was fading away, and I mean that's when I was like, I remember I was still trying to. It was funny because I was like still trying to like fight for something that wasn't there anymore. Like it was fading away. That was actually like no. If there was any like depressing moment in my life, it was that. It was the moment when I was realizing like my dream was fading away. Dude, I remember it was like the time like after Divine was born. Like I remember I was like in City Heights, and you were there. Like you saw my setup that was in the living room. Like I was like trying to do my fucking YouTube shit. I was still trying to continue the dream, but it just wasn't there anymore. It wasn't like I just couldn't compete at that level anymore. I met some like new people like online that were like pretty cool. Like they were like on the same mindset as me, and I was trying to make it work with them. But it wasn't clicking. It wasn't happening. And I remember I was just so frustrated. I was just so frustrated like every single night, like just trying to like fucking like make it click, like just trying to like just get better. I was doing whatever I could to just like fucking like be the best, and like I just couldn't compete with like the people that I was playing against. Like I was just like realizing in that moment, like damn, like like I'm good, but I'm not good in like the professional aspect. Like it is what it is, and like that was like something like really hard for me to accept because it did pull me.
You kind of went through your whole life thinking that this
was meant for me, and it wasn't. And I was fighting for something that wasn't meant for me, and like that shit fucking sucked. Like that shit like broke my heart. Like that shit was like more heartbreaking than my fucking whole breakup.
Bitch.
Yeah, it was like it was.
Not like that,
and like no, it sucked because like that too. Like also that as well. Like also was like the reason why like I ended up losing, like my family too, because I was still trying to like fight for that, and I was like neglecting my family because of it, because I was like so like addicted and obsessed with trying to like make it work, and it just wasn't working. And then when I hit the point where she ended up fucking leaving me, that's when I like realized like, oh shit, like like yo, I gotta like let this shit go. Like it had like a latch on me, like it was controlling me, like because I was neglecting my family, I was neglecting my like relationship with my ex at the time. I think the saddest part about it, I remember this like so vividly too, because I remember like I actually had my setup in Divine's room. And we had like a white couch at the time, and I remember I was just like fucking like yeah, like we got home from somewhere and I just like hop on the game. I was like, no, I need to hop on the game and fucking like make this shit work. And yeah, I remember like my ex at the time like was like literally like on the fucking on the sofa like pleading like yeah, like pleading like please like can you like pay attention like to me, like can you give me some attention? And I was just like, dude, like no, I need to focus. I need to focus on the game right now. And like she's just begging for me to like just give her like just like even like a second of my time. And I was like, no, like this is more important than you. And yeah, and and it was crazy. Like, and I felt, and then like, and then she ended up just like walking away. She was like, fuck it, like, you know, like I don't mean shit. I don't mean shit to this motherfucker. Like this is more important.
Going back to Eric's question earlier,
yeah,
is that something you would take back?
What?
Ooh. The gaming addiction?
Not
gaming addiction, but obsession. No, low key.
It was an obsession.
Hot take. I don't think it was an obsession.
Then what was it?
What do you mean hot take? You're the one that said it was an obsession.
No, I didn't. I said it was a passion, but he ignored me. I think it was a passion. What do you think it was? A passion. Because an obsession, you would still be doing it to this day. Still trying to do that shit. Doesn't matter the odds, nothing. You would still be doing it. I think it was more of a passion that you were trying to make an obsession.
Okay, let's say it was a passion, though. Would you still take it back?
You want to take it back? Nah, because it built your character, right?
It built my character, and I mean, yeah. And then there was like times too, like even like because I had like during like my whole breakup too. Like I mean, I had my fucking my PC like right here as well, and there was times too where I was trying to like I would try to I remember I was just like let me try to like bring that moment back, like you know, trying to like convince myself that it's still there, like and I remember I was like playing like Modern Warfare 3, like the like the newest, or no, Modern Warfare 2 or whatever the fuck it was, or Modern Warfare. And I mean shit, I was still good. I would be in public lobbies. I wouldn't play ranked because there's so many fucking cheaters. Like there's people that just fucking download like cheats and you know they'll just fucking shred you, so it's like a waste of my time. But like if I go in the public lobbies, like you're not gonna find like many matches with like cheaters in it. But yeah, I mean I would go in I knew I was definitely not, although I wasn't like professionally like gifted, I definitely was like pro amateur. Like I could say that confidently. Like I'm not gonna discredit like all my work and
your time and effort.
Yeah, my time and effort. Like no, I was definitely pro amateur. Like if there's something I can confidently say about my video game career as a whole, like I definitely was pro amateur. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yourself. I just played for fun. Like no, I played that shit like at a high level and I took that shit serious. Because I would literally go in a public match and if I wanted to drop like 80, 90 kills, like I would do that with ease. And I would do it in every public game that I wanted to do it. And that's how I knew that I was good at a pro amateur level. But am I gonna sit here and say that I could compete against like the fucking people that are playing for like $100,000 tournaments? Fuck no. Like I will get shit on by them any day, any week. Like, you know, I'm nowhere as like skilled and gifted to like the level that they're on, even in the challenger setting. But I definitely know that like some fucking lame ass amateur that's like hopping on the game, like because like literally I would drop like crazy kills. I would drop like 80, 90 kills and motherfuckers would tell me that I'm cheating. And that's how I knew I was good, because I'm like, dude, I'm not even fucking cheating, you just fucking suck. But I was like, you know, and honestly that's how that would make me realize like, damn, I am really good at the game, because you really think I'm cheating right now, but I'm not gonna be that type of person to cheat. There's people that are proud of fucking cheating, but and I don't fucking cheat.
I feel like that's just more, you're just different from the regular player. Like I feel like going professional is a whole different mechanism, because you're talking about sight lines, you're talking about
you need to know spawns, you need to know call outs.
Yeah, when you guys would do call outs, I remember that would be like, the fuck is catwalk? And I look at the map and I'm like, we're in a desert. Where the fuck is the catwalk?
I've never played games, so
it's basically
like from my point of view, do you think the people that were cheating were the ones that were obsessed with winning, or just obsessed in general to be number one, and they took it to the extremes of winning.
Nah, those people are just bored.
Yeah, no,
Bored?
those people. No, those are the people that suck. The people that cheat are definitely the people that suck, and they were just they just despise people that try hard, like me.
Mhm.
I'll admit, like I was a tryhard, like me, like
Oh, that's good though.
being a tryhard, like yeah, like you're trying your best, like every single
okay.
game, like you're trying to fucking win. You're trying to fucking win, and you're trying to just like be the best one on the team. Like that's
Mhm.
tryhard.
Oh, okay.
And people hate those people because they're good, because you know they're playing, like yeah, you have to play for like hours on end, like you have to play for hours on end, you have to fucking grind out the game, learn the mechanics, learn how to like get better. There's like so many things that you like also like need to like tweak in like your settings in the game. Like there's things like in the game settings called like dead zones too, like from like the analog sticks. Like I mean, if you watch like any
It's basically let me translate for him.
Yeah,
quick.
go for it.
Mhm.
It's basically when when you're in your horse
Mhm.
and you like pull it to the right, so you go to the right. It's basically how sensitive you go to the right for him to turn to the right. You have to go all the way like that.
Okay.
You see
Yeah.
that you got translated to
Type
him,
shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
now I get
that's
it.
because that's how pro players win gunfights. Like that's how you, because in Call of Duty, like yeah, a lot, like majority of like situations are based on timing, like timing and accuracy. So and everything happens in like milliseconds. So it's like your reactive time plays a factor. Aim assist plays a factor. Like anything can happen. Like, and it's just like based on like how fast like you're like willing to like respond like a situation to win a gunfight.
Mhm.
And
So for gaming, is it like the best setup wins, or is that just a factor to becoming the best?
wait, say that question again.
Is the best setup like transitioning to being the best player, or is it just like the best setup helps you become the best if you're good at it already? Or is it just like a good player would be good on a good setup or a bad setup?
Nah, 'cause if you're lagging,
No, you could be on a shitty setup and still
But
be
if you're
really
lagging, though,
good.
Lagging?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like
if you're
frames per
yeah,
second.
frames,
Frames per second plays a
lag.
big factor. Yeah, the setup that you have like does play a factor too.
Mm.
But honestly, I feel like the only way to like get better as like a player is the amount of time that you're willing to invest in the game. Like you're not gonna get better if you're like playing for like 2 hours every day.
It's just like anything in life, though. It's like anything in life. If you don't practice every day, if you're not there every day, like to like be better, you're not.
Yeah,
Better.
like this shit is like it's crazy because like these like the motherfuckers that are playing like at the highest level right now, like playing for like fucking $100,000, like all these big ass tournaments, like these motherfuckers play for like 12, 13, 14 hours every day, and like they have no social life. Like they have to like be willing to literally just.
Is competitive gaming as big as it was back then or not?
Huh? No, it's way bigger than it was back then.
Now.
It's
I
definitely
don't watch
bigger.
it. I don't watch it, but I think it would be bigger now.
Can you bet on it on Prize Picks?
Maybe.
Yeah, you can. They do betting on like how many kills for players on Prize Picks. Like that's how good.
Way.
That's how big it's like gotten.
Is it bigger than the WNBA?
Probably.
Of the what?
WNBA.
Oh yeah, the fucking girls. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh,
are you gonna go?
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm shocked. The WNBA
No, honestly. Would you go watch a WNBA game or go watch guys play video games, but on a professional level?
Watching guys play video games.
I'll admit that, but low key, you're kind of sus if you go watch a fucking female basketball game.
Like if it's like soccer, like that's fire.
Soccer, okay.
Yeah.
Baseball,
volleyball.
No. They literally play baseball. They play softball, right?
Volleyball in general, though, is fire though.
Yeah, watching like
volleyball. That's because you don't know how to play volleyball, so you don't find it fun. Volleyball's fun as fuck.
I never said nothing about it. I'm down to go watch a volleyball game.
Yeah, I'll watch a volleyball game.
Let's go play.
Let's do it then.
Like you see, like I said.
I like that.
Whenever. Oh, hold up. Now that we're talking about random shit, you want to talk about the dream you had for Palm Springs?
Okay,
you want to say your premonition before we go?
So we have Palm Springs going on. By the time this next podcast is up, we're actually gonna have a Palm Springs recording
Trip.
it for the podcast.
Mhm.
May 22nd.
We'll be over there the 23rd through the 25th for Memorial Day weekend. But
And
you said this Tuesday's
some
gonna be
tonto,
uploaded,
by
right?
the way. Some tonto, by the way. Yep, that one. He said, "Oh, I forgot to ask for the last day off." When I asked twice, but did you see why I asked? Because some people don't know how to ask for the days off. He's like, I gotta go to work on Monday. I gotta go close.
Yeah, I do,
Okay, I thought you were talking
motherfucker.
about me.
Yeah, I thought you were
was
talking
like-
about you too.
that's why I hit you with the pose. Hold
No,
up.
bro, because I was like, I didn't want to get the days wrong either, because I was lucky about to work Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to work Monday.
I thought we were going Monday through Sunday, but
I thought we were getting Friday through
low
Sunday.
key we got a cheaper
Oh,
Saturday
nah.
through Monday.
Yeah, because I'm
surprised,
working
low-key.
closing shifts on
That's what I'm
Friday.
saying
I'm
too.
surprised because Memorial Day is on Monday.
Exactly.
I'm
But
surprised.
everyone's probably just trying to go Friday through Sunday. But I mean, fuck it.
But anyways, yeah, Palm Springs. We're gonna be at Palm Springs next week. We're gonna shoot a podcast with the boy Marcos. We actually mentioned him earlier. It's gonna be hella cool. But Palm Springs, I had a premonition.
2-3 times, no? To clarify,
Dude, I had a premonition 3 times.
the same dream,
The same exact
setup,
dream,
everything.
and in both dreams, like I didn't remember the dream. Usually, when I have a dream like multiple times, I remember it. But this time, I had a dream that me and my girl were chilling. We were by the pool. We kind of had like a square pool, and then we had a jacuzzi that's kind of connected to the pool, but not really. But you can kind of go from the jacuzzi to the pool, and the jacuzzi.
In your
is
dream, right? You didn't see like the Airbnb we
And I
got.
haven't seen the Airbnb.
Honestly, haven't seen it either. My girl
hadn't
got that
seen-
shit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the Airbnb since then. But I had a premonition that everybody was chilling in the jacuzzi,
Mhm.
and then everybody was like, "Oh, let's go to the pool. Let's go to the pool. Let's go like cool down real quick, and then we'll come back to the jacuzzi." And then in my dream, me and my girl stayed because we're like, "Oh, let's just stay in the jacuzzi for a little bit. We're alone. Like we can talk for a little bit. We can just chill."
Mm.
And then we go to the pool after, and then we're like, "Okay, we're like in the pool for a bit. We see you and your girl. And you guys are like having fun. We see like other people. Like, I see other people, but I don't recognize their faces."
Mhm.
And then I go back to the jacuzzi with my girl because we're like, oh, she got cold. She got cold or something.
Mhm.
And we're like, fuck it, let's go back to the jacuzzi for a bit. Everybody else is going to come right now. And we go to the jacuzzi, and there's someone laying down with blood all over their freaking, their body in the pool in the jacuzzi, just like laying down there, face down, just laying there. And in my dream, I don't remember the people besides you and your girl, but I remember there being, and then when we look at the Airbnb, and I look at it, and I'm like, bro, that jacuzzi looks exactly the same. And I look at the pool, and I'm like, bro, that pool looks exactly the same. The jacuzzi in the B&B isn't enclosed, but the jacuzzi is next, like on top of the pool. It's like on a subsection on top of the pool. And
I'm about to
just
do some research.
and I'm just like, bro. And then we're going with people, like some people that I'm not accustomed to, that I hadn't
Mhm.
met before that dream happened. And I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. Because there's like 3 people that I like recently met that I don't like, I'm not familiar with yet, like completely familiar with. Yeah.
3, 2, the couple, and then.
But Fabian also wasn't
Uh-huh.
in there. Like the only people that I know are safe are you and Mike and your girl,
Mhm.
Mighty. Pero I don't know, bro. It might be you.
Nah, it's not me.
It might be you.
I got too much to live for.
It might be you.
Fuck, I
It
can't
might be
find
me.
Oh, I found it.
I was looking at myself.
I won't let that
Oh
happen.
my god. Now we're cooked.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Look, show it to the camera.
We'll show you guys the clip, but
We'll,
that shit
we'll,
right
we'll
there.
put up the
I'll take a
the
screenshot.
Take a screenshot right now. Send it to me right now so I can put it in there.
Yo,
But it's
honestly,
exactly like
I didn't
that.
like book that shit. I didn't see anything, so I don't know.
Dude, it's exactly like that in my dream.
I
It
just said like
it said
take
in
the
my
best
dream
shit that you
it's enclosed.
see.
There's like a tent on top of it.
Mm,
Damn.
Someone's
we're
cooked.
cooked.
Someone's cooked.
It's not gonna be me. That's all I'm gonna say right now. It's not gonna be me.
Did you find someone to take or no?
Hmm?
Did you find someone to take? You got
Um,
options.
Shit, I got a couple.
I think it's a carrot.
I think it's shut the fuck
It's a
up.
carrot.
I got motion.
You got no motion.
If she ain't got
Alright,
an
guys.
AP, she ain't mine.
Huh?
If she ain't got an AP, she for the streets.
We're at an hour 30.
Damn, an hour and 30 right now. That's
Damn.
perfect.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, that's perfect. That's
awesome
perfect.
with me.
All right. Well, we'll definitely continue the rest of the podcast once we get to Palm Springs. I know we've been just yapping a little bit and getting a little faded off of the fucking
drinks.
But thank
remember,
you for
guys,
watching the podcast.
Of course, thank you.
I know we're just starting, so thank you guys for watching. I know maybe you might get to 30 minutes and probably fucking doom scroll on TikTok in like the if we're lucky, like hopefully we can keep you entertained for like 30 minutes, but definitely save it to your watch for later list on YouTube, and yeah, just continue hearing the bullshit that we got to say. But
you know,
it is interesting.
Guys, hell yeah.
It is influential in a way.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started. So definitely there's going to be more like funnier and interesting topics that we're going to discuss as we establish ourselves. But
yeah, this is our first tryout. Well, technically our third tryout. Again, congratulations to class of 2026. Congratulations to anybody it's still in school right now, and anybody that's still thinking about going to school right now.
Yep.
All doing
shout out Mesa.
Shout out Mesa. Shout out City. Shout out Miramar. Shout out SDSU. Shout out Southwestern.
Shout out everybody in the States, everyone where they're listening to from.
Shout out Cali.
Remember, guys, we're LosTiosdeSanDiego. Real talk, good vibes, and no filter. We're out. Later.
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 Thank you, guys.